My God, I hate drugs.
Pag-usapan lang po natin ngayon, mabilis lang, si Andy Bautista kasi maraming nagtatanong. Ano na nangyari kay Andy Bautista? Anong mangyayari? What's going on? Kasi wala na tayong narinig tungkol sa kanya. Recap tayo. Nagkaroon ng Senate investigation ang Committee on Banking and Finance, which is headed by Senator Chis Escudero. And in the course of that, nag-issue ng warrant of arrest si Senator Escudero because at first nagpadala sila ng summons sa kanya and then Andy Bautista left for the US. When he left for the US, pinadala na naman siya ng isa pang summons and hindi siya dumating. So nag-issue ng parang arrest warrant because the Senate can arrest you pagka in contempt ka. So nag-issue ng parang arrest warrant ang Senate requiring him to come to the next hearing or be brought to detention, also in the Senate or as ComFile has shown, possibly somewhere else. Because he needed to answer some questions regarding yung practices nga sa banking and finance. The reason the investigation was called dahil dun sa revelations nga ng estranged wife ni Attorney Bautista, si Tisha Bautista, who says that she found bank books from the Luzon Development Bank at saka evidence of deposits there. At meron ding nabanggit ang NBI, which is still investigating his case, regarding the transfers. When Andy Bautista was chairman of the PCGG, nagpalipat siya ng mga bank accounts ng ibang sequestered companies to the Luzon Development Bank. As Thinking Pinoy revealed, ang Luzon Development Bank is owned by a high school classmate of Attorney Andres Bautista, or at least the family of a high school classmate of Attorney Bautista. So napatunayan that there is a link between Attorney Bautista and the owners of Luzon Development Bank. So itong practice na to, of course, with the transfer of so much money into Luzon Development Bank plus yung paggamit sa kanya in the course of the chairmanship of Mr. Bautista of the PCGG, naging cause for investigation dito sa Senado. In the course of the investigation, yun nga, nag-issue ng warrant of arrest. But what Attorney Bautista did was he sent his lawyer. At ang sabi ng lawyer, kami na lang po, we will answer the questions for him. Senator Chis Escudero then decided that okay, that we will allow that. Pinadalan siya ng questions, dinala ng lawyers, nasagot naman yung questions. Many of the questions were of course not answered either by the officials of the Luzon Development Bank in the bank secrecy law. Tapos si Attorney Bautista, he simply, we're not sure about what his answers are. Basta nag-submit yung lawyer niya ng mga sagot to the Senate. Nung ginawa niya yun, nung ginawa ng lawyers niya yun, winido na ni Senator Chis Escudero yung warrant Attorney Bautista, and eventually natapos na po yung investigation ng banking and finance. Sorry, other day. Ngayon ko lang napala. Okay. Ngayon, ang daming nagtatanong, hindi na umuwi si Andy Bautista, and what is going on? In the meantime, diba, remember, nag-file din ng kaso yung estranged wife niya for violence against women and children, in particular for his failure to provide support to her, at saka other things that he had committed in the course of his marriage to her. Naghiwalay na po sila. Tumutuloy naman po yung kaso na yun, and we understand that it's still at the preliminary investigation stage, but eventually it's going to be, for his failure to appear, it's all eventually going to be filed in the proper regional trial court. So, in the meantime also, given the evidence that Tisha Bautista was able to obtain, at first the court where she had initially presented, sa court na pala, nasa court na yung kanyang vowsy case, sorry, where she had presented this evidence, hiningi ng kabilang partido, ng partido ni Andy Bautista, yung mga originals, mga documents na yun, and the court ordered the return of those documents, but allowed Mrs. Bautista, Tisha Bautista's lawyers, and her to make certified true copies of the documents, at ito ay maaaring isumite bilang ebidensya in whatever case may be filed against him later on. Okay, So, naka-safety naman po yung ebidensya na yon, even if the originals had been returned to him, or at least to his lawyers. In the meantime, may kaso din naman siyang nakafile doon sa NBI. Iniimbestigahan ang allegations of graft and corruption, violation of Republic Act 3019, the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, as well as possibly plunder and any other cases related to his chairmanship sa PCGG and possibly his chairmanship in the COMELEC. So, iniintay na lang na, from what we understand, tapos na yung investigation ng NBI, we're waiting for the NBI to file the case with the prosecutor's office. Hindi pa po yata nagagawa yon. And in the meantime, ang daming nagtatanong, hindi ba pwede pauwiin si Andy Bautista? Hindi po pwedeng i-cancel ang passport niya. Hindi po pwedeng gawin yon. Kaya huwag niyo pong pagbintangan si Secretary of Foreign Affairs Alan Peter Cayetano kung bakit hindi niya kina-cancel yung passport ni Andy Bautista, because there are only 3 grounds for cancellation of passport. One is if the person is a fugitive from justice, given wala naman siyang existing warrant of arrest right now, hindi mako-consider na fugitive from justice siya. 2, if he has been convicted of a criminal offense, pwedeng i-cancel yung passport niya at compel him to come home and serve his sentence. Tapos, and third, if you have fraudulently acquired the passport, which wala namang allegation na ginawa ni Andy Bautista yan. So right now, wala pa pong grounds para i-cancel yung passport niya. But there will be kung ma-file ng NBI yung kaso at ito ay masampa sa court. Once magkaroon ng probable cause at maipakita dun sa court, tapos alam natin na tumakbo na siya, hindi siya bumabalik despite the notice given to him, then he will be considered a fugitive from justice. Sabi ni Renbal Valdivia, bakit di siya kinakasuhan? Kinasuhan po siya, iniimbestigahan po ng NBI, iniintay po natin na i-file ng NBI yung kaso dun sa prosecutor's office. Pero meron din siyang existing case for vowsy na final ng kanyang asawa. So, you don't have to worry about that end. Meron naman pong, umaandar naman po. Ang nagtataka lang tayo, bakit hindi pa na-file ng NBI gayong, from what we understand, posibleng tapos na po yung investigation, and we're waiting for the NBI to file the case. So, tahimik si Bautista. Bakit kaya? Sabi ni She Silva, well, one, the press can't find him, and 2, do you think it's in his interests to answer anything or to even be public or to di ba? Talagang kung ako siya, mananahimik ako. One, he wants to be forgotten, and of course we cannot let him do that. We cannot allow that to happen. Okay. Na in the meantime, may maraming nag-speculate kasi ang presidente, may parang cryptic message dun sa isang speech na sinasabi niya, ay nako, kung pwede kong sabihin lang sa inyo, there's some things that I want to make public, so we'll understand it, so we will know which side you're on. But, if I'm going to release it, then you might say it's all too much politicking, so wag na muna. Sabi ni Nanette Obaniana, who is going to follow it up with the NBI, I understand that Tisha Bautista is following it up with the NBI. Pero wala pa rin. So maybe kailangan kalampagin ang Secretary of Justice. But first, let's find out kung reasonable naman, bakit hindi finafil pa ng NBI ang kanyang kaso. Yung kaso dito sa, or kung ano man ang findings ng NBI. So hindi rin naman ginagawang public ng NBI yung reasons kung bakit hindi pa sila nag-file ng kaso against Andy Bautista. But from what I understand, there's a lot of evidence, particularly in relation dun sa chairmanship niya with the PCGG. So, that's how things stand now. Yung sinasabi na ng presidente, a lot of people are speculating that it might be in relation to something that Andy Bautista had told him. Remember, pag-usap si Andy Bautista sa presidenta before he resigned from his position as the COMELEC chairman. Hindi po ginaisin na publiko yung mga sinabi or whatever conversations he had either with the president or with the congressmen. Kasi remember, kinausap din siya ng mga congressmen when they were filing impeachment cases against him. He sought to stop the impeachment by saying that he would resign. Tapos last minute na siya nag-resign kaya tumuloy yung impeachment proceedings, diba? In the House. Sabi ni MRGB Khan, if his passport to be revoked or cancelled, can Bautista stop and deportation proceedings over health issues? no, he can't because he will have a canceled passport. He will be deported regardless. Yung mga health issues, mahirapan siya kasi US side yan eh. He's in the US. So, normally, it will have to be the kind of health issue where you can't be moved. But if you can be moved, they'll deport you. Sabi ni Ying, paano po yung sa Smartmatic and Comelec? Kasama po ba yun sa kaso? Hindi.